Sluggish Jake here to come back with a new episode of the Busby Classic series, and this is a series that I genuinely enjoy doing, and I've kind of missed for a long time. But it's time to come back and take a look at one of the neatest blasters Busby's ever produced, and it's the Mustang 6. Now I have to thank a couple people because I've gotten my hands on these from two guys who have supported the channel a lot, and that's with Ryan Engelstad and Damien Wisenant, and I've got one from one and the other version, the green, from the other. So thank you for sending these, and I genuinely appreciate them. And of course, Ryan Engelstad has sent so many blasters, and I have a special thing I'm putting together for him. It's taken me forever and life's gotten in the way, but I know you watch all my videos, so please know that it's still in progress. It had just been shelved due to everything, but I will finish it up. But getting back on track, the Busby Mustang 6, a very cool blaster that is a true kind of cartoonish, comical, old western revolver all blended in together. Take comics and cartoons and old west style, blend it all together with shells and darts, because yes, it takes the shells, it fires the old darts, and this thing just personifies Busby. Is it the best thing out there? No. Is it fun? Yes. And that's kind of the hallmark of Busby. Kind of fun, funky, and neat. But this thing, it was introduced in 2006, and the only concrete information I can find on it as far as production dates is 2006 and 2007. It was introduced under the Rough Stuff Air Blaster line. That's the very oldest Busby line, and it was discontinued. You can only, as far as I can find, again, 2006 and 2007 seem to be the only production years, with them trailing off as, stock just dwindled. But for whatever reason, they did discontinue this. It actually retailed at least one retailer carried it for $9.99. Imagine that now. This thing at $9.99. It came with 6 of the shells and 6 of the darts, and in the original packaging that I can put up right here. And with your $10 retail price that it did come for, you got the 6 shells, the 6 darts, the blaster itself, and it is a spring-powered 6-shot revolver, as you'd expect. Now, it didn't have a slide or hammer or anything else. It had this pull, much like the Rad's 12. That's the best thing I can compare it to if you've ever ran into one of those while you're thrifting. And I'm going to make sure to show you this. You have your ejection port and loading port here on the side. So on the left side, once you've put your dart into the shell, load it in, push it forward, lock it in place. Do that all the way around until you have all 6 loaded, and then close this, go ahead, prime back, and then fire. Yeah, it's not a huge powerhouse. On the chronograph, firing those darts with the shells, and unmodified shells at that, mine actually averages a fairly respectable 52 feet per second. That's quite nice, actually, for what you would expect to be a very low performance blaster. Now, performance is all over the place, to be honest. It's my average of 52 includes lows of 38 and a few in the high 50s, a couple in the low 60s. It's because some of the shells are a little more free-flowing because the air restrictors are in the shells. Just as a heads up, any Busby shell blaster, the shell has the air restrictor, not the blaster. So a very, very quick modification that you can do is, of course, brass the shells or buy 3D printed shells. And this is where it gets hilarious. This thing actually has some solid performance. Now, I have a number of these loaded, and I am going to look at the front of the blaster. I know that's absolute hearsay. You don't do that. But as long as you don't prime it, we're okay. So, but again, prime, fire. prime, fire, and the last one, my silver bullet, is actually a brass shell, and then once you do that, you can fire half-length darts, like say a Dart Zone Pro dart. You can then get about 75 to 80 feet per second. And then here's where it gets really fun. Once you've fired your darts, you can have the choice to front load, like a traditional strong arm disruptor, X-shot reflex, so on and so forth. If you don't want to do anything else, you can just load your darts, rotate, load darts and rotate. That's perfectly fine. But the special button, that is a special button there. You open up, well, you don't actually have to open it, but I will do that for demonstration purposes. You hit this button, again, on the right side of the shell, and it ejects the shell. Turn, eject, turn, eject. And just keep doing that. Now, what happens if you don't, it just pops out right here into this. If you don't have the hatch open, it kind of gets in the way and blocks it a little bit. But if you do that, and that's all of them, it is hilarious. You can just be flinging shells. But again, unlike other shell blasters, you do not have to eject the shells. You can simply keep reusing this and load it through the front. So is it practical? It could be, yes. 3D print shells and front load some darts. This is, and it's actually hitting over 70 feet per second with half darts. No, that's not amazing performance. But, I mean, we're talking about a blaster from 2006. This thing could drive. It literally could, it could go get its driver's license and zoom down the road. So, keep that in mind. But it is a blaster that's 17 years old, and with just a small modification, like those Dan Beaver craft shells that I featured a few videos ago, all you have to do is throw in some of those. Now, those won't get the performance of brassing some shells and doing it, but you could just brass up 6 shells, and you could buy those even if you're finding it hard to get the original Busby shells. You could brass up some 3D printed shells and have at it. If you don't want to use half-length darts, ones that really work well are the X-shot Excel darts. They're a little shorter than your traditional dart, and they fit the classic Busby blasters. So, Mustang 6. It came in only the 2 color schemes. I have them both here, thanks to a couple of my viewers. And these are 2 of my most cherished blasters. These are fun to use and very special. True cartoonish revolvers. And I love that. I love the whole style. So, I wish Busby would bring this back. Even if they didn't bring it back with the shells, which they should. That would be a mistake not to, but even if they didn't, have something goofy like this. Bring it back, like, do the new Mustang 6. It would be Busby all over again. Something I miss, something that would be fun. Let's Smoke Jake with Busby Classic Series with a look at the Mustang 6. Hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.